In this video, we'll practice the difference between weak forms and strong forms. Weak forms and strong forms refer to the two different ways certain words can be pronounced. Understanding this difference will help you speak and listen to English better. Let's start with weak forms. Around 20% of the words we use are not pronounced as they are spelt. Instead, we say them in a special reduced form. And this reduced form often uses the schwa sound, which we studied in the previous video. Let's look at the different kinds of words that have a weak form. Grammatical words, or what we sometimes call function words like and, for, can, and have, are very often pronounced in their weak form. For example, and becomes un, for becomes f, can becomes kun, and have becomes av. This occurs because English is a stressed time language. When we speak English, we try to make the intervals between stressed syllables equal, and as such we put emphasis on the words which carry the most meaning. This means there is then less emphasis on the function words which form the structure of a sentence. For example, I love strawberries and cream sounds more like I love strawberries and cream. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. This swallowing of non-essential words can cause comprehension problems to students of English. Indeed, weak forms are why many observers say English people eat their words. These problems are particularly difficult for those whose native language is syllable-timed, for example Chinese or French. As such, learners must be able to recognise the weak forms they hear and to use them themselves when speaking English. If they don't, their speech will sound unnatural and too formal. It will have too many stressed syllables, making it difficult for the listener to identify the points of focus. You will note that we can use more than one weak form in an utterance. I can see you for an hour. I can see you for an hour. I can see you for an hour. Indeed, you can have several weak forms in a row. I thought there was an exit. I thought there was an exit. There wasn't. There wasn't. I thought there was an exit. This is actually very common in English. There was an error. There was an accident. There was an outbreak. But many students of English don't believe that this reduced form of words is actually correct pronunciation. And some people believe that this aspect of English is a question of people not speaking properly. But even the Queen used weak forms in her speech.
Across the Commonwealth and around the world, we have seen heartwarming stories of people coming together to help others.
There were 20 words in that utterance, and 6 of them were used in their weak form, so you can see how important this pronunciation feature is. Indeed, the reason the narration on AI videos sounds unnatural is because all the words are said as they are spelt, rather than as they should be pronounced. Consequently, this is one of the main reasons why students of English won't sound like a native speaker. So one of the main takeaways from this lesson is that how you expect English to sound and how it actually sounds are two different things. But just as we can use words in their weak form, so we can also pronounce them in their strong form. The strong form of a word can be used in several situations. For example, when you are being emphatic. I can do it. I can do it. Do you want some cake? Do you want some cake? It's also found at the end of a sentence. What's it made of? What's it made of? The strong form can be used to express a contrast. For example, I gave it to her, not him. I gave it to her, not him. And it can be used to form a negative contraction. I can play tunes on the guitar, but I can't sing. You'll notice that this sentence contains both the weak form and the strong form of can. I can play tunes on the guitar, but I can't sing. So we can see that the weak form and the strong form can be used together. Look at this sentence. I think we can all agree that that extra quality makes all the difference. That. First we have the weak form, then the strong form. I think we can all agree that that extra quality makes all the difference. A quick note about the words to and the. These words have two pronunciations, when they are used before consonants and when they are used before vowels. To is pronounced t when it's used before consonants, as in to the circus, and to when it's used before vowels, as in I want to ask. The, meanwhile, is pronounced the when it's used before consonants, as in the classroom, and the when it's used before vowels, for example, the artist. If you want to use these words emphatically, use the stronger form. This is the place to be. This is the place to be. I'm driving to London. I'm driving to London. Okay, let's do some practice now to test your understanding. In this exercise, I want you to read the sentences and then decide if the underlined words are likely to be in their weak form or their strong form. You can use the rules you've learned in this video to help you decide. So, for example, who did you give your money to? To my sister. In the first sentence, I used the strong form. Who did you give your money to? Because to ends the sentence. And in the second, I used the weak form. To my sister. So, pause the video and read the following sentences. Then decide for yourself whether the underlined word is in its strong form or its weak form. There are 9 questions in total. Then listen to the answers. Here are the answers. Repeat the sentence after me so you can practice the difference yourself. I'd like a cup of coffee. My sister used to go out with Elvis. Not the Elvis. What's your dress made of? That's her, over there. Do you like jazz? Yes, I do. I'm going to study maths and physics, but I'm not sure where. Who's that letter from? From my parents. I really like rock and roll. Which did you order, fish or meat? I ordered fish and meat. I'm feeling hungry. So there we go. That's how to use weak forms and strong forms. In the next video, we'll study elision.